What's going on, guys? John here from John's Fishing Channel. Thanks for tuning in. If you saw my most recent video, you know that I'm bringing the channel back online. The lakes here in Minnesota, the Minneapolis area in particular, are just starting to ice up with a good 3-4 inches of ice. So I'm setting up my ice house. I've vacuumed it out and getting all my rods out, stringing up all my gear, putting some new line on, and just getting everything ready to go. So in this video, I'll be talking to you about my ice fishing setup, the rods I use, the equipment that I use, the house that I have, and the process of just getting out there, drilling a hole and catching some fish through the ice. So I guess the first thing that we'll talk about is the ice auger. This is the first step after you've pulled your ice house out onto the lake, kind of spread everything out, got everything set up, ready to go. You pull out your ice auger and you'll actually drill a hole with that. And you'll drill the holes right in front of the seats here. This is a 2-seater clam ice house. It pops up like a tent and you have 2 very comfortable seats in there. I've got my heater, my bait bucket, tip up. I've got an aqua viewfinder. Couple rods right here that we'll talk about in just a second. I've got my Vexilar on the charger, and let me tell you what, this is one of the most important pieces of equipment for ice fishing, is having some sort of depth finder with a fish finder integrated into it. This uses a down sonar with this little transponder right down here. It shoots a beam down to the bottom of the lake, and you'll see the bottom of the lake here, depending on the color of the lines towards the bottom will depend on what you're sitting on. And as the fish swim under the hole, you'll see marks on your fish finder lines right here. I'll explain to you how this works in another video. It's a fantastic piece of equipment, but there's a lot of different types of fish finders you can use for ice fishing. I just prefer to use the Vexilar. Here we have the clam ice fishing house. When you unfold it, you'll pull all the beams apart, and then they'll just kind of fold up. They'll click into place. You fold the house up just like this. Normally it wouldn't be sitting on the auger. You'll take your support crossbar, you'll place it in the top right here for a little stability from the wind. But let me tell you what, I've had this, I don't know if this is 4 or 5 years old, but this is just a great little piece of equipment to do ice fishing. This is the inside of the clam. We've got 2 seats here. They fold up like this. And I've got a couple lights up here, Frabill lights, very cool. The doors zip shut on either side, so you're completely enclosed. And you would drill your holes right here. Got a couple hooks, pockets, things like that around here to help store stuff. You pretty much keep everything in the bottom of the sled here. Your rods. I always bring a little shovel with me so I can move some snow around if I'm out there. Bait bucket, heater, depth finder, all that jazz is going to go right down here. Auger. This whole thing gets buttoned up, and then the cover goes on, and I have all my stuff in one easy spot that I can access, use, fit in the back of my car, get everything out. And one thing I really like about these little pop-ups is everything is convenient. Everything goes in one spot. It can fit in the back of my car. I can go out for a morning, an afternoon, a night, all day, overnight trip, whatever I want to do, I can bring this guy with me. And I just really enjoy fishing out of this ice house. So I've got a couple things here I think are necessities for ice fishing. A bait bucket, an ice scoop to scoop the ice out of your hole once it's drilled. I always have a couple different things. This is full of little jigs, hook harnesses, weights, another tackle box here with some jigs sorted by color, different size, different material. You're always going to need some bobbers. I always have an extra pack of that. This is a bottom finding device. You hook it onto your jig, you drop it down to the bottom, and then you know how to set your slip bobber. These are slip bobbers. A couple of different jigs. Some spin. I don't know why these spinner baits are in here, but just a lot of different stuff that works in a lot of different situations. I'm not going to go through my rods individually right now, but you can see I've got some heavy duty rods with some heavy line, and then some tiny lightweight rods with some real light line. You know, this fishes everything from northern pike, walleye, big bass, perch, sunfish, and they can all be used in a variety of situations, different circumstances. Kind of, depends on what's really going on with the fish, what they're doing. If one rod breaks, I always have 3 or 4 as backups. You can fish 2 holes in Wisconsin where I fish a lot, and then 1 tip up, which is this device here. And of course I have a rod holder. Hold my rod. Got a couple inside the house too. But yeah, that is that. And there's a lot of different ways you guys can get out there and ice fish. Early season winter, you can go out, with a house, a single house, a bucket. Some people go out with their cars as soon as the ice gets up and it's nice and firm. People have double wide trailers that they'll put out on the ice that have everything from recliners to TVs. There's very basic ice fishing houses and very elaborate ice fishing houses. Something which you'll see in upcoming videos this winter from me. I've got a couple videos lined up for you guys where I'll be heading up to a couple different resorts up here in northern Minnesota and using their ice fishing houses, staying over, and they're just really, really cool experiences. I'll be making videos about the whole thing and sharing it with you. This setup, everything that I have, you might be able to get rods, tackle, everything included for under $1,000. And in my opinion, that's kind of right about the price that you're gonna pay to go out and get yourself a two-man shelter, everything you need to drill a hole fast, set up, get the rods out going for 2 people, which is pretty good. Keep in mind that a lot of my stuff is 4 or 5 years old. Some of the rods are newer than that, but if you make an investment into some good equipment, you take care of it, it's gonna last you for a very long time. And if you want to get out there and spend a long day on the ice, you're going to need a quality pair of boots, a quality setup for your snowsuit, including jacket, bibs, pants, however you want to do that, good gloves, hat, hand warmers. I've actually got heated boot insoles as well, but you want to stay protected and you're in bad weather. You want to have good clothing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to break this down, I'm going to pack everything up and I put a cover on it just to show you kind of how fast the process is, how smooth it can be to really pack these things up when it's time to go.
What are you doing?
Making a fishing video. What are you doing?
What the heck is that thing?
What is what? This?
Yeah.
This is my ice fishing house. You've never seen it?
I don't think so. That's a house?
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a time-lapse video right now, so
Oh.
I can't really talk, but no, it's fine.
Nice looking tent.
Yeah, I'm putting it away. And that's that. Everything fits right there. Of course, I don't have my Vexlar in there because it's charging. I didn't put all my rods in there. Gotta take my heater out of the box. I normally will store the auger in the ice house, but in the winter, I'll leave the ice auger outside the clam just in case there was a gas leak. I'd rather have it outside on the cement than inside my ice house. And that's that. So the next time you guys see me, I'll be bringing you a brand new ice fishing video. Should be really, really fun. I'm gonna go out with some buddies. Just try to get out some fish, find some fish, catch them, make a video about it. And I'm just super excited to get out and do some ice fishing this winter. I think it's gonna be a super great season of hard water fishing, and I cannot wait to share that with you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to tell your friends. John's Fishing Channel is back, and we'll see you next time with some ice fishing.